Been a bit since we had big OpenAI news to talk about, but seems like we have one of the biggest stories to date because OpenAI just disrupted malicious uses of AI by state-affiliated threat actors. Seems like these state-affiliated threats have been escalating a bit lately. We even saw Cloudflare getting hacked and people doing nasty stuff there. Not with Cloudflare's data, thankfully, just their internal Jira stuff. So employee stuff got hacked, but external things didn't. In that case, thankfully. But as these things continue to happen and AI becomes more and more powerful, it's important that companies like OpenAI have a plan to address it. So let's see what happened and how they addressed it. We terminated accounts associated with state-affiliated threat actors. Our findings show our models offer only limited incremental capabilities for malicious cybersecurity tasks. They used to specify specific authors. They almost never do that anymore. Just a small interesting detail. We build AI tools that improve lives and help solve complex challenges, but we know that malicious actors will sometimes try to abuse our tools to harm others, including in furtherance of cybersecurity operations. Among those malicious actors, state-affiliated groups, which may have access to advanced technologies, large financial resources, and skilled personnel, can pose unique risks to the digital ecosystem and human welfare. In partnership with Microsoft's threat intelligence, we have disrupted 5 state-affiliated actors that sought to use AI services in support of malicious cyber activities. We've also outlined our approach to detect and disrupt such actors in order to promote information sharing and transparency regarding their activities. Huge shout out to Ovra for scooping me on this and also linking me here. There is a whole project that Microsoft has on GitHub for the Microsoft threat intelligence. He even found here that in the threat actor naming, they have named these actors. And we can also probably see the most recent commits here. And this seems to be formatting primarily. But we did have new threats added here. Cadet Blizzard, which is Russia. Canvas Cyclone, which is Vietnam. This is already one that existed. Caramel Tsunami, which appears to be new. Doesn't seem to have a location known. Very interesting. It's cool that we could just read this here. Oh, Emerald Sleet's another new one from North Korea. Fox Typhoon, which is from China. Forest Blizzard from Russia. Interesting. Cool to be able to read through this and see all of the recent additions that are likely relevant here. Back to the update though. Let's see how they disrupted them. Based on collaboration and information sharing with Microsoft, we disrupted 5 state-affiliated malicious actors. Oh, they actually called us all out here. Cool. I could have just scrolled. 2 China-affiliated threat actors known as the Charcoal Typhoon and Salmon Typhoon, the Iran-affiliated threat actor known as the Crimson Sandstorm, and the North Korea-affiliated actors known as Emerald Sleet. Oh, and of course Russia snuck in here. Their actors known as the Forest Blizzard. The identified OpenAI accounts associated with these actors have all been terminated. Crazy that there was 5 of them, all from different regions. These actors generally sought to use OpenAI services for querying open source information, translating, finding coding errors, and running basic coding tasks. Specifically, Charcoal Typhoon used our services to research various companies and cybersecurity tools, debug code, and generate scripts, and create content likely for use in phishing campaigns. Salmon Typhoon used our services to translate technical papers, retrieve publicly available information on multiple intelligence agencies and regional threat actors, assist with coding, and research common ways processes could be hidden on a system. Damn those terrorists using Copilot. The rest of this is actually kind of scary. Crimson Sandstorm used our services for scripting support related to app and web development, generating content likely for spear phishing campaigns, and researching common ways malware could evade detection. In case you don't know what spear phishing is, you probably know what phishing is when you send things that look like emails that are official but aren't, like a fake "your password got changed" Google email. Spear phishing is when you specifically target individuals knowing that their accounts or whatever you're trying to hack is of higher value, so it's more precise and pointed. You're targeting this individual, usually with a bunch of different phishing things. So hopefully they'll click through one of them, sign into your thing, and then they have access to your account. This actually was happening to me a ton with my Chrome extensions because I have a Chrome extension that's very popular. People have been trying to steal my Google account from me for a solid decade now, so painfully familiar. Emerald Sleet used our services to identify experts and organizations focused on defense issues in the Asia-Pacific region, understand publicly available vulnerabilities, help with basic scripting tasks, and draft content that could be used in phishing campaigns. Interesting. A lot of these seem to be like they're using ChatGPT as better Google to get access to other data. But now we're getting to the Russia one. Let's see what Russia's up to. Forest Blizzard used our services primarily for open source research into satellite communication protocols and radar imaging technology, as well as support with scripting tasks. Okay, yeah, that one's a little bit scarier. Additional technical details on the nature of these threats and their activities can be found in the Microsoft blog post published today. Quick things from this Microsoft article. This is the summary on their side. The threat ecosystem over the last several years has revealed a consistent theme of threat actors following trends in technology in parallel with their defender counterparts. Threat actors, like defenders, are looking into AI, including LLMs, to enhance their productivity, take advantage of accessible platforms that could advance their objectives and attack techniques. Cybercrime groups, nation-state threat actors, and other adversaries are exploring and testing different AI technologies as they emerge in an attempt to understand potential value to their operations and the security controls they may need to circumvent. On the defender side, hardening these same security controls from attacks and implementing equally sophisticated monitoring that anticipates and blocks malicious activity is vital. While different threat actors' motives and complexity varies, they have common tasks to perform in the course of targeting and attacks. This includes reconnaissance, such as learning about potential victims' industries, locations, and relationships, help with coding, including improving things like software scripts and malware development, and assistance with learning and using native languages. This is actually really good points. It sounds silly, but the native language thing, like think of the stereotypical, like the Nigerian prince email, where most of the words aren't spelt properly and the English isn't close to proper. Some amount of that is so it can skip through the spam filters, but a lot of that is because it's the people writing that spam don't know English very well. They can, but once you've developed good English skills, like really good English skills, when you already are speaking another language and you know enough about code, at that point, you're going to start doing more traditional work to take advantage of that skill set. But if you're not good at English and you're okay at code and you don't have a moral system, all of a sudden AI helps you skip a lot of those gaps. And I like how this calls that out. Being able to do research on your victims, their locations, industries, and relationships, being able to write code more effectively because the AI does it for you, and being able to have what to us reads like much better English because the AI is writing it for you. Those are real risks that obviously help these scammers, spammers, attackers, bad actors, whatever you want to call them, do more effective work. Language support is a natural feature of LLMs, and it's attractive to threat actors with continuous focus on social engineering and other techniques relying on false, deceptive communications tailored to their targets' jobs, professional networks, and other relationships. This is very real. Specifically, the call out of social engineering. This is where most of the scary hacks happen nowadays. It's not they found some vulnerability in your system and got access to your servers and took over everything. It's usually social engineering. Even all the crazy GTA hacks that have been happening recently, most of that was a person pretending to be an employee, getting access to their Slack account by calling IT constantly to get them to reset his credentials, pretending to be this employee, and now he had access to their Slack. That's how the GTA hack happened. Most modern hacks are coming from the social side, not from the system side, even though both are incredibly flawed. Importantly, our research with OpenAI has not identified significant attacks employing the LLMs that we monitor closely. At the same time, we feel this is important research to publish to expose early-stage incremental moves that we observe well-known threat actors attempting, and share information on how we are blocking and countering them with the defender community. While attackers will remain interested in AI and probe technology's current capabilities and security controls, it's important to keep these risks in context. As always, hygiene practices such as multi-factor authentication and zero-trust defenses are essential because attackers may use AI-based tools to improve their existing cyber attacks that rely on social engineering and finding unsecured devices and accounts. I've had to worry about this myself. I have had multiple conversations with my family now saying, hey, there is hundreds of hours of my voice on the internet. It would be trivial to train an AI that sounds exactly like me. So if you get a phone call from me asking for specific information or anything even kind of potentially suspicious, if you get a call from me, pretend the voice you're hearing is a robot, not me. Is the thing they're saying still something you should do? If you're unsure, instantly hang up and call me back or contact me on any of the privately verified ways we have determined to make sure the person who called you is actually me. Because we have to worry about these things. And now that I'm at risk as a popular individual, this shit's scary. And becoming popular in the era where AI can fake most of me is actually terrifying. It's no longer a matter of if I get hacked or my family gets spammed with some shit. It's a matter of when. And I'm not excited for when this happens. Principled approach to detecting and blocking threat actors. The progress of technology creates a demand for strong cybersecurity and safety measures. For example, the White House's executive order on AI requires rigorous safety testing and government supervision for AI systems that have major impacts on national and economic security or public health and safety. Our actions enhancing the safeguards of our AI models and partnering with our ecosystem on the safe creation, implementation, and use of these models aligns with the executive order's request for comprehensive AI safety and security standards. It's an interesting thought that a significant part of why this blog post exists is so the White House order is being followed, and if they're ever questioned in court in the future, either Microsoft or OpenAI, they have all of these things to link back to be like, hey, look, proof. we're doing this. We have proof we're putting effort into safety. Can you just let us do this? Which honestly, like, I don't know how much more you can do at this point, especially now there's like open models out. Like if the government just said, nope, no more, what ends up happening is China has all those open models and they can do all the things we can't. This is a hard problem for us to solve. And I think we're in roughly the best place we can be. In line with Microsoft's leadership across AI and cybersecurity, today we're announcing principles shaping Microsoft's policy and actions mitigating the risks associated with the use of our AI tools and APIs by nation states, advanced persistent threats, advanced persistent manipulators, and cyber criminal syndicates that we track. These principles are nearly identical to what is listed in the OpenAI article, so we're going to go back to that now. A multi-pronged approach to AI safety. This is them explaining how they're going to try and prevent this going forward. Probably things they're already doing too. Although the capabilities of our current model for malicious cybersecurity tasks are limited, we believe it's important to stay ahead of significant and evolving threats. To respond to the threat, we are taking a multi-pronged approach to combating malicious state affiliate actors' use of our technology and platform. Point 1. Monitoring and disrupting malicious state-affiliated actors. We invest in technology and teams to identify and disrupt sophisticated threat actors' activities. Our intelligence and investigations, safety, security, and integrity teams investigate malicious actors in a variety of ways, including using our models to pursue leads, analyze how adversaries are interacting with our platform, and assess their broader intentions. Upon detection, OpenAI takes appropriate action to disrupt their activities, such as disabling their accounts, terminating services, or limiting access to resources. I am 50-50 on this solution. I find that it's easy to detect when something's disabled and then go open a new one. I'm much bigger a fan of shadow banning and doing things to keep them from noticing that they've been put into this realm where the info is not useful. But certainly way, way better than nothing. I just personally think letting them shout into the void and get back useless stuff is more likely to keep them from causing more problems. Personal belief. I should also say, before I go any further, that OpenAI has made some safety hires recently of people I really trust. And I can say with 100% certainty, some of the best security people in the world currently work at OpenAI, and I trust them more than I trust myself. I should probably hit up some of them to make sure I cover this all correctly. Regardless, they have the right engineers to solve these problems. They know what they're doing. Point 2. Working together with the AI ecosystem. OpenAI collaborates with industry partners and other stakeholders to regularly exchange information about malicious state-affiliated actors' detected use of AI. This collaboration reflects our voluntary commitment to promote the safe, secure, and transparent development and use of AI tech, and aims to promote collective responses to ecosystem-wide risks via information sharing. Good stuff. I'm happy they're not keeping this all to themselves and that so much of it's open source and shared. Point 3 is that they're iterating on safety mitigations. Learning from real-world uses and misuses is a key component of creating and releasing increasingly safe AI systems over time. We take lessons learned from these actors' abuse and use them to inform our iterative approach to safety. Understanding how the most sophisticated malicious actors seek to use our systems for harm gives us a signal into practices that may become more widespread in the future and allows us to continuously evolve our safeguards. Good to hear. And then the final point here for their multi-pronged approach is public transparency, which seems like they're doing a good job here. We have long sought to highlight potential misuses of AI. See what these links are. The system card. This is a breakdown in GPT-4 and how they want to handle inappropriate things. First, we highlight the safety challenges presented by the model's limitations, the capabilities, providing illicit advice, performance, and dual-use capabilities, and risky emergent behavior. And they give an high-level overview of the safety processes. Pretty cool. They're publishing these very, very LaTeX white papers all about how they're dealing with these safety and security issues. It's crazy seeing sexual, hateful, and violent called out in the content warning for LaTeX. I don't even want to think how few times the word sexual has been written in LaTeX docs, but half of those instances are probably here. An article they published before, forecasting potential misuses of language models for disinformation campaigns and how to reduce risk. They have a lot of articles like this have been publishing since this one's early this year as well. And they've shared what they've learned through additional research and things that they're publishing here, including blog posts for best practices deploying language models, as well as safety and misuse research. They linked here separately. They've been good about publishing all these things. I've been working for a while now on a documentary about OpenAI. It's been a lot. There's a lot of info there, and their blog is very good. Check it out if you haven't. There's a lot of interesting info there. Anyways, vast majority of people use our systems to help improve their daily lives, from virtual tutors for students to apps that can transcribe the world for people who are seeing impaired. As is the case with many other ecosystems, there are a handful of malicious actors that require sustained attention so that everyone else can continue to enjoy the benefits. Although we work to minimize potential misuse by such actors, we will not be able to stop every instance. But by continuing to innovate, investigate, collaborate, and share. We make it harder for these malicious actors to remain undetected across the digital ecosystem and improve the experience for everyone else. So this is a bit scary, but also they're handling it pretty well. The combination of the current tools not providing too much value, as well as the effort that both Microsoft and OpenAI are putting in to make sure we don't make a mistake here, is good to see. I am hopeful that we'll handle the security and prevent external nation-state threat actors from being able to do scarier things. But when you make speaking English easier, when you make writing code easier, and you make getting info easier, you're also inherently making scamming, threatening, causing problems easier too. So I have no idea where we're going to end up with this, but I do hope we're on the right track. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I am genuinely curious. Good seeing y'all as always. I'm sure to see you in the next one. Peace, nerds.